Hey designer toy fans, are you looking for a new store to check out?
Yes, we are!
Have you ever been to Rotofugi in Chicago, Illinois?
No, we haven't!
Well, you might want to check it out. It's been there since July of 2004, and they have everything designer toys. Everything you can imagine that would be designer toys, including Kidrobot,
Pins,
Sofubi,
plush,
pop vinyl,
and so much more.
Make sure to head over to rotofugi.com and check out their online store as well, where you can pick up things and have them delivered right to your door. But if you're in the Chicago area, make sure to stop in and say hi to the Rotofugi crew.
Hey everyone, welcome to the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, the show where the team from UrbanVinylDaily.com goes over everything there is to know in the designer toy, art, street art, and Sofubi world. I'm your host, Travis Likens.
And I'm Ben Beers.
And we're here for episode 59, which we've entitled
Toy Fair
2018.
We were not there.
So we were not at Toy Fair this weekend, but a lot of designer toy news did come out of Toy Fair, along with a ton of news from other
entities
and companies and things like that. Some beloved properties that we enjoy. So we're going to talk a little bit about those as well, even though they may not be designer toy related, because guess what?
We don't care.
We like a breadth of toys that, you know, may or may not be designered, but they were all created by somebody.
Designered.
They were all designed by somebody. So we can talk about whatever we want. We're adding up to the larger scale world of toys. So
let's start with something.
Well, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Kidrobot? They're the ones that kind of had the biggest designer toy presence. It appears to be at New York Toy Fair 2018. So
let's do it.
I guess we can start out. The big kind of show off was that at
the Cryptid City.
Yeah, the Cryptid City, Scott Tullison curated series that features a whole bunch of artists. If I pull up the right thing here, we can read them off to you. The series includes Greg Crayola Simpkins, Chris Reiniak, Alex Pardee, Charlie Eimer, Amanda Louise Spade, Chris Lee, Candy Bolton, Skinner, Tara McPherson, and, of course, Scott Tullison.
Which off air, we played a little bit of guessing game as far as if we could guess who did what.
Yeah, we're having some trouble.
And let's be honest, we had some trouble pegging down a couple of them.
Yeah, specifically, there's one that looks like it's Brandt Peters, but it is not Brandt Peters. So not sure who that one is. Because it appears that people only have one design
and
per
I guess
person.
2 colors or something.
And some have some have multiple colors, but it appears they only have 2 designs. But so the series, we'd seen the vectors, was that a week ago? So something like that, week and a half ago. And then now we're talking about the actual, Dunny reveal. One thing that I did not necessarily enjoy right off the bat, I'm going to start with a negative, was that for Chris Reiniak's design, they gave him like a sculpted like wing set, kind of. I guess those are wings, right? Because it's like a moth or something.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But they didn't let him sculpt the head. And Reiniak's style is much more served when the head is sculpted. The eyeballs should be like sticking out on this thing. I don't know.
And your little utility belt is painted on as well.
Well, I'm okay with that because they usually don't sculpt the body. But the eyeballs really need to be protruding. And especially with as nuts as they went with like some of the designs, such as Candy Bolton's, that the entire body and feet and everything appear to be a new sculpt. I'm not sure. We can kind of scroll through here. Maybe we can see. I know we can't on this particular one.
Which I guess the Spanky Stokes Stroll did not get that treatment of the feet and body being.
It did not, but I think that might be I think Skinner and her might be sharing a body. So Skinner did. So she did. What is that thing called? It's a Japanese thing. It's like Yitsu.
I'm not sure. I'm not
engrossed
in the culture.
So anyway, so she has like a Japanese monster that she used that kind of looks like a dog or a wolf or a fox. I know the name of it, but I just cannot picture it right now on the top of my head. But I think
Skinner did the Sasquatch.
Yeah, he did the Yeti. But I think if we look at it, it might nope, it's a different one. Nope.
Yeah, those definitely have different feet.
Yeah, so they are not sharing a body. So we were incorrect about that. But
and different hands.
I don't know. I just like with Skinner's design, like something's.
Is there a ponytail behind?
It has, yes, it does have a braided ponytail on the back of the head. That is classic Skinner right there.
But what is not classic Skinner is those messed up teeth.
Those teeth, like they just don't capture Skinner's style to me. The hands, like the creepy hands, those are spot on.
The eyes,
I'm okay with that. The sculpt kind of looks soft though, like in the fur. I know it's really hard to sculpt fur. But like Skinner's designs are much more, they're just really intricate and I just don't feel like that necessarily is capturing the intricacy of his designs. Scott's, it's on par. Like, it's Scott. You can tell it's Scott. Looks like Scott. I got nothing bad to say about Scott. I don't know who this person is. This Jersey Meat Company. It's like a
Jersey Devil is what the box says.
Jersey Devil. That's what it's called. Oh yeah. Yep, you're right. 2 and 24. So you're probably gonna get 2 of them. It's an all pad printed Dunny. It includes an accessory. It looks like a knife or a axe or something, like a little hatchet, probably a meat cleaver. I mean, it's not doing anything for me, but some people might like it. I do like the wings that are pad printed on the back of it, but and there's like a weird tail that goes all the way up. I'm guessing it's because it's a devil. Oh, and those are supposed to be horns. Right? Yeah. Okay, that's cool. The Jersey Devil. I don't know who this guy is with the big tooth. I do say it's one of the more it's kind of a cool design. Like, I'm not a fan of it, but here we go again. Like, they got a different body sculpt
for the shoes.
Well, it may just be an accessory, so that may not be a whole body. They may just give an accessory of shoes. So,
that's Crayola's one.
Oh, so yes, you're right. So this is Crayola's. What do you think, Ben? You're the Crayola aficionado.
Aficionado.
Compared to me, you're an aficionado. Oh, yeah. So what do you think of Crayola's design for this series?
I guess we were completely off on the ones that we thought were Crayola, now that we somehow found more pictures.
Yeah. So what do you think? Are you a fan? Not a fan? Would you have rather seen Sticky? Is that the little knife's name?
Oh, Stabby.
Stabby. There we go.
I think I would have liked Stabby, but I guess that doesn't fit the
series.
Series.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. It's probably one of the as far as what we've seen so far.
And like, this one seems a lot more playful and stuff like that,
fun,
as compared to all the other ones that are more truer interpretations of folklore.
Of the monster. Yeah, I don't know what monster he's trying to take on with that one.
I think if we look at a different box,
we might get the answer to that. But yeah, I mean, I like that. As a whole, I want to see a few more of the designs. There's some more intricate ones that were not shown in the series so far. Just, from the pictures, they didn't have them out or whatever. I'll be interested to see some of the more intricate ones and what the color schemes are. And I will also be really interested to see Amanda Louise Spade's eyes. I feel like with her pieces, the eyes are very important because they're almost like the translucent. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see what they did with that, whether or not it's like they made like a translucent Dunny and then painted the whole head, or what they did with those eyes. So I'm still leaving my verdict out. I'm not making anything
that we're going to have to retract.
Any determination yet. I mean, there's a lot of crazy sculpting going on in this series, but it's interesting for the people they chose not to sculpt, with Chris Reiniak specifically. So we'll see. Also, it's interesting that they included the Loch Ness Monster by Tara McPherson, which is clearly not a Dunny. Like, it's not a Raffi. It's not it's something totally on its own. That's not a Dunny in a Dunny series. So it's, I just don't know how that one got in. Like, I don't know. So I'm leaving the verdict out, though. I'm not going to say it's not the coolest Dunny series I've ever seen. It's something different. But speaking of Tara McPherson, they also showed off that she is getting her very own vinyl miniseries, which appears to feature her own original characters. So I'm pretty excited for this. It's called the Stellar Dream Scouts. I've always been a big fan of Tara's work. So I also like these little series that are more focused on an artist's original designs. I don't know how you feel about that, but the Dark Harbor series was really good. This seems to be right there in line with that to me. So I'm kind of excited to see how that one goes.
Are those twins two different figures or one figure that kind of comes together?
Who knows? We're just looking at a picture of artwork. We don't have I haven't seen any kind of reveals on like the, and I'm guessing that's on purpose, like the vector work or anything like that. So not sure when. It just says coming soon 2018, so we have no idea where that's coming from. They have showed off the vinyl version of Colus's Jumper. We could see the next resin releases. Jumper, Impaled Rabbit. So,
and there's an ivory one too.
Yeah, so there's a black and an ivory that's going to be shown. So,
which has an elephant head.
Yep. So the elephant head piece of it, I'm guessing it just swaps it out. I have no idea. They didn't show it together, but it looks like that's the case. So Looks pretty cool. We knew this was coming based on his design he released a couple of years ago at DesignerCon. So it did pretty well there. So it was picked up pretty quickly. We've seen a bunch more of the 5-inch Dunny. It looks like they're reissuing the Kozik Redrum. A couple of things to note about this that look pretty interesting. I know a lot of people that maybe weren't collecting back in the day did not get the 8-inch, or there's a 3-inch version of the Dunny as well. So it looks like they're reissuing it as a 5-inch. Interesting
with
thing,
an 8-inch cigarette.
It looks like the cigarette is still 8-inch. That's an interesting point of this. Like they didn't change the cigarette, or it's from a Labbit maybe, like a 10-inch Labbit. I don't know. The cigarette looks disproportionately large. It looks like they've also included a new accessory because the old one didn't have that.
The Chase did.
Like the Chase?
Yeah, the Chase for the 8-inch Redrum
was...
Because it's like from the Shining movie. So the original was the What We See, and the Chase was like Jack Nicholson's ish face, where it was like more of a human-ish face on the... Yeah,
that's what I thought. But it didn't come with an axe, did it?
It did.
Oh, okay. So they've included an axe that was, apparently in the Chase. Okay. And then there's also a new Luke Chew 5-inch Dunny.
Called Wannabe.
I think it's flocked from the looks of it.
I would say so.
Similar to his 8-inch that he had previously. It includes a bloody knife and bloody hands, to be expected with the old Luke Chew there. But the interesting thing they decided to do was sculpt the head into the shape of his bear, but leave the Dunny ears. And I don't know how I feel about that. It just looks a little proportionally off. I think had they just left it with bear ears, I mean, it wouldn't have been a Dunny per se, but it would have been a lot cooler looking.
Yeah, the ears threw me off real bad.
Because I feel like with, I love Luke Chew's 8-inch Dunny and I love his 3-inch Dunny. The ones that he did for, what was that, like 2010 maybe?
Yeah, the Blood and Fuzz.
Yeah, the Blood and Fuzz release. And I love it because it's a Dunny done in Luke Chew style. This is like a hybrid. It's like a Dunny Sad Bear. Mm-hmm. And it's something's just a little off about it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. They've also revealed the 8-inch version of God Machine's ginormous devil thingy. And it looks pretty freaking sweet. I don't know how it stands.
It must be like balanced or something.
But that's a pretty freaking sweet Dunny. So that...
Though it kind of looks like there's a kickstand in the back.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's pretty freaking sweet. And that is up for pre-order now. And apparently with the horns, it stands over 12 inches tall. So that's pretty freaking sweet. I don't know where I'd put it or how I'd have room for it, but I'm going to have to figure that out because that thing's pretty sweet. So people would come over and they'll be like, what the heck? Metal!
Or someone walks too heavy and he just falls off the display case.
It's kind of got a Lemmy vibe to me.
Yeah.
So
Motorhead.
So that was pretty cool. They've also showed off more 5 inches that are the previously talked about Mike Fudge, his first production Dunny. And they only showed the gray colorway, but I'm pretty sure we saw that there's also a red colorway of this Dunny. Looks like what I expected. Pad print on a Dunny. So kind of represents his customs pretty well. I think I'll be more interested to see it in the red colorway though. I think that'll look a little better in my opinion. Just because I think the artwork will look a little more smooth on the transition. And then they also showed off the Horrible Adorables Dunny, which is a 5-inch version. It's featuring their their kind of like felt style job. It looks like they did all of it as pad printing, which is an interesting choice, but I'm going to wait to make a final judgment on that.
Looking at the eyes, do you think they're recessed, or is that just the way the
way the shadowing maybe?
Behind the black, like there's a little bit of like a pinch to show like right there.
I think it's if you were going to sculpt it, you would just sculpt the whole thing. So I think it's got to be just the pad printing, right? Because if you're going to sculpt just that little recess, you would resculpt all of this, wouldn't you? Like, there's no way that you would just do that little. Let's just carve out the eyes. Like, let's just carve out the eyes, but you can't do anything else. Like, I don't know.
Regardless, I guess if it is pad printing, it's a good effect at least.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. So I'll be interested to see that one more in the final process there. The other and probably one of the most interesting things I saw there.
The fuzz and guts.
is the 8-inch Dunny designed by Johnny Draco, which is one of the Kidrobot in-house designers. They're reusing the Jason Freeney designed plastic like outer shell that they used for the X-ray Dunny, right?
Yeah.
And they did something awesome. They put plush pieces inside of it to show like an anatomy of a Dunny, which is, it's like all this like goofy looking plush that just looks absolutely adorable. Like I have no other way to describe that other than absolutely adorable. So I don't know when this one's coming out, but I'm probably going to have to get it.
Yeah, I was just looking to see, I guess from the picture we're looking at, what the price is correlated to, but we'd never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, I'd say it's probably like 80 to 100, maybe 75.
And out of the same photo, we see that Doc A is getting a Dunny.
Yeah, it looks like Dr. A is getting another Dunny. It looks like it's an 8-inch based on the size of the boxes. So we can only hope that that one is awesome as well. So they also showed off that Kidrobot is working with Sanrio. So they'll be making some sort of Sanrio products that are a blind box variety.
Looks like food.
Yeah, so it looks like food. So like Hello Kitty and company designed as food. So that looks kind of cool. They also like, it looks like they have a couple different varieties so that like maybe there's just like this food one, but then there's like a keychain series that appears to be ice cream. So
what do you think's on the left-hand side? Because I see like a woman as a keychain too, it looks like.
this one right here?
Yeah.
That's it's what's the show? Adventure Time.
Oh, I guess if I looked harder.
It says Adventure Time above there.
It says part of Adventure
Never,
Time.
we didn't, well, I mean, it's the logo. Like we couldn't tell the logo. But yeah, so I mean, they showed that off. They also showed off the final product shot of Squink's 8-inch Yeti that is coming out. And they showed off Brandt Peters' Harley Quinn. So if you're a fan of their line of them doing where they take DC's superhero characters or super villains in this case, and they let artists kind of have their own rendition of the classic character, this is the next one of those. So it looks cool.
But it looks exactly like Harley Quinn though.
Yeah, it looks like Harley Quinn. Like I mean, at least with the Wonder Woman one they did with Terry McPherson, the face was kind of changed to look a little more like a Terra character. But I kind of feel like the Brandt Peters one looks like Brandt. It doesn't look like Brandt Peters to me. It just looks like Harley Quinn. I guess the big Brandt Peters piece of it is the eyes, right? Because Harley Quinn doesn't have giant eyes like that.
I thought she did in the cartoons.
Well, I mean, maybe some of them. And I guess maybe this blue hammer, because her hammer is normally red and black. But I don't know. So that's kind of the Kidrobot story. They had some other stuff, I understand, but there wasn't like a ton of photos of everything. So we're just kind of going off the photos that we saw, most of which came from Benny Klein of Tenacious Toys, and I saw some from Vincent over at My Plastic Heart. So that's where those mostly came from. So the other big news is that there is a die-cast version of the Iron Giant coming from Diamond Select Toys. Well, it's 1,000 toys, but Diamond Select Toys is sharing it. And I mean, I don't have like the biggest sweet spot for Iron Giant, but it is a really cool design. I never watched the movie. I've never seen it.
I didn't either.
I've never seen it. So, but 1,000 toys and all their like ridiculous articulation is perfect for this character. Mm-hmm. Like they have like knocked that out of the park as far as like, it looks like you can actually pose that thing just like it is an actual robot.
I would imagine, like, I guess based on my imagination, like it looks like the ankles, the knees, the elbows, the shoulders.
I bet
the waist.
I have no idea. Like it's 16 centimeters tall. So what is that? Like 8 inches. And let's see if it tells us how many points of articulation that it has.
Oh, it's only, I guess only it's, yeah, 6 inches tall, but for $120.
It is pricey for a 6-inch, but you're getting what you pay for it and all the, highly articulated is all it says, but you're getting what you pay for in like, I mean, look at all that stuff that comes with it. There's like multiple hands, different heads, different chest piece. I mean, it's a high quality 6-inch figure and it's die cast. So it's metal. Like how much are those Megazords? They're like
the redos I thought were like $80.
No, they're like 150 for the diecast. Like you were getting them on sale for like.
I mean, from Toys R Us, it was 80.
Maybe. So, but that's probably a higher volume and everything too. I don't know. So But that looks really cool. Looks like it's going to be $120. You can get it over at tenacioustoys.com pre-order, and they'll be coming out later this year. The other big news, we're going to kind of shift out of designer toy news.
XMen.
Oh, you want to talk about the Koba Kia? Koba Kia. They make statues, and they announced that they're doing a whole bunch of X-Men, X-Men, the animated series?
Yes,
that was called?
the ones that made no sense and would give you epilepsy.
And they were amazing.
Yeah.
But they're doing them based on the animated series, and in particular, we're looking at Beast right now.
With his Hank McCoy glasses.
And the glasses are able to be put on, and they're removable. So, like, if you want them with the glasses, you can leave them on. If you don't, they come off. But I believe they had...
And I guess the
I don't think
the random yellow hand doesn't give us any clues.
No, it's
unless it's Jean Grey.
It's Jean Grey, and then they also, I believe, had a Cyclops that I saw that they were doing, and I think there was a Wolverine that I saw.
Classic.
Don't quote me on that.
Classic Marvel.
But they said if if this line goes well, which apparently it's already doing pretty well, that they're going to hopefully go deep on the characters there. So
like
that should be
Psylocke deep and Bishop deep, or
maybe at least Gambit deep,
Jubilee deep,
Gambit and Rogue,
Jubilee.
So I think somewhere I saw Jubilee. Maybe they're the ones doing the Jubilee. I can't remember. Anyway.
Hey Ben, have you ever been to Chicago?
Well, yes, I have, Travis.
Well, next time you're there, you should make sure to stop and check out this place called Gallery F.
Wow, I've never heard of them before. Where are they located?
They are found at 2415 North Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, and they feature some of the best artists that you can find around.
Really?
They have a major focus on local Chicago artists like J.C. Rivera, Elo, Penny Pinch, T. Monet, and many, many more. And they also bring in people from all over the country and world.
Wow, I'll really have to check them out. Hopefully there's a brewery down the street.
Yeah, you can get yourself a drink and then head over and check out all the posters and original screen prints that they do offer as well in the gallery.
Do they have a downstairs gallery?
Yes, they do. It's called The Underground. You can check out this and more by heading over to galleryf.com.
The other big news, and this is near and dear to our heart, it's not designer toy related at all, but Ben.
Me.
Bandai America.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
lost the Power Rangers master license.
What did they do?
Who knows? They just said they amicably
parted ways.
So for those that don't collect or ever watched the Power Rangers of the early 90s, Bandai America has had the toy production master license since 1993. That is the year the show started. So every toy you've ever bought that was like an action figure or based on the TV show that wasn't like a pop figure or something like that came from Bandai. That is crazy. Like, that is insane. That'd be like Playmates losing the Turtles, Hasbro losing Marvel. Transformers. Yeah. Hasbro losing the thing they created. Hasbro losing G.I. Joe. Like, we're talking like, this is crazy. Like, and so I don't think it's been announced who's picking up Power Rangers. The rumors, everybody's kind of pointing to, they think Hasbro is going to end up with it, which, I mean, they do really well with the diecast, like diecast Transformers. So hopefully they can, if they get it, they pick it up. And I mean, they do well, obviously, with their action figures and stuff like that. So hopefully, they can pick up the Power Ranger line, breathe some new life into it. It just sucks for people that were buying like the legacy stuff because who knows what's going to happen with that. I don't know if you saw the head flippers are out now.
Yeah, I saw one at Target.
Yeah, the classic. They come in the weirdest packaging.
Yeah.
Like,
it was like...
It's like the vintage action figure inside of a sleeve.
Yeah,
like,
inside of a different package.
Like a different package. Like, it's so weird. Like, but anyway, so, I mean, maybe that's why Bandai's losing it. They're doing these weird things that make absolutely no sense.
And, like, the recent releases seem so disjointed. Like,
yeah, they're not connected at all. Like,
it was like, here's one from Zero, here's one from, like, the original, here's one from, like, Pigs in Space.
Oh, you're talking about, like, the ones where they actually, like, put a series out. They put 2 figures in it from the classic show, and then there's 3 from Ninja Steel, and then they do 3 from
Zeo or
from some Turbo or Space or something, and then they put 2 from another series in it. It's just a way to spread them out, because like the thing about it is, like, Bandai has only had success with Power Ranger stuff if it's the Red Ranger or the Green Ranger or the White Ranger. So like basically they want to do these whole series because there's people like, man, I want to get them all. But the people that want to get them all, like there's very few people that want the Yellow Ranger, right? Like
other than to be completionist.
Yeah, like exactly. So they have most success with their Red Rangers and their Green Rangers and their White Rangers, specifically if it's Tommy. Like Tommy's stuff does the best.
Yeah.
Right. So like they package Tommy's stuff separately. So like if you wanted to buy the Green Ranger's coin, you had to buy it like with the White Ranger, like because his stuff does better than all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Regardless. But anyway, so it's still
What if they did the Black Ranger with the power shield? For the one episode.
Episode that happened in. The Red Ranger, maybe the 3 episodes that happened in. But they did that. They packaged a Red Ranger with the shield. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just crazy, but hopefully it shakes out and is better for the brand.
What they should have done is put like the pink and the yellow with one of the other ones and just made somebody
like a 2-pack, like a 2-pack,
3-pack,
like a 3-pack,
and put it with like a red or a white.
I don't know. Like every time I go by that section of the aisle, like the toy aisle, Toys R Us or Target, I like look at the stuff and I'm just like, the Legacy line could have been so great, but like the figures, the joints on them are so loose and like, I don't know. It's just, it could have been a lot better than it was. So hopefully this switch up, getting rid of Bandai America, hopefully it'll bring new life and new fun to the series, and hopefully we'll have better Power Ranger toys in the future. For those of you that hate Power Rangers, this is totally boring and you don't give a shit. So we'll move on to something else you probably don't care about.
Turtles.
We're going to talk about the new Turtles. So for those that do not know, the Turtles are getting ready to go through a big rebranding. So they ended the series, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that were on Nickelodeon from like 2012 until like last year. That ended. So there's, they're rebranding everything. They're changing it up, making it for a younger audience. And the new show is called Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So the first season apparently is centering around the Turtles kind of like getting their powers and like starting out. And things are a little switched up. Right now, Raphael is the leader. He's the oldest turtle, and he is the like self-proclaimed leader of the group.
Isn't he kind of the leader in the 1990s?
No, Leo's always been the leader.
But for the movie, the first one, where it seems like he's their curmudgeonly one, but he's leading them along.
Oh, you mean because he like goes off on his own, and then like people kind of follow him around?
Yes.
He's still not the leader. Like he just ticked off and leaves the group, and then everybody kind of just goes with him. So he's never been like the proclaimed leader. So this is a first. Which, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't really care who the leader is. Like, they all have their own personalities and whatnot. That's all that really matters, is that they carry the same personality.
Just as long as Mikey's not the leader.
So, the Mikey, pizza dude, Cowabunga.
Pork rinds.
Another good news story about the show is that they actually are returning to Cowabunga. Like, that's been removed. That was removed from the 2012 series. So, the fact that they're bringing that back is kind of cool. But they've showed off the initial, the photos of the new figures designed by Playmates Toys. And they're getting like very, very mixed reviews. A lot of people absolutely hate them. So I don't hate Raph. I think Raph looks really cool.
He looks the closest to like a fighting turtle.
He's a ticked off turtle.
The other ones look like they're just kind of measly and scrawny, like you just kind of have frog legs out of them.
Some of them look a little happy. Like Leo's face.
Leo's head looks like he got like born into a helmet and his head had to grow around a helmet.
Well, it's because he's a breed of turtle, though. I feel like if maybe we brought this breed of turtle up, because look at this breed of turtle
looks like a frog.
So, but it's some cool thing to say. They come with skateboards, some of them. Like, that's cool.
I think with Raph, he looks like he's about to go Hulkamania on this with his bandana.
So yeah, some of them do have like full head bandanas. That's kind of cool. Like, you don't necessarily like it, but like Donatello, man, he's the one that got the shaft. Like, his design sucks. Like, I think Mike is okay.
He's second.
I think Leo is But Raph, man, he got a good makeover.
He's Hulkamania on you.
He got a good makeover. Like, I think he did well. Whatever breed of turtle they made Raphael, he scored. Like, that worked out well. So they also revealed a few other characters.
Master Splinter.
Master Splinter is getting a lot of mixed reviews. He's like chibi. He's like been shortened up and fattened up and made kind of cute.
Looks like a Walt Disney.
And people are they're not happy But so like what people are not understanding, I think, in a lot of cases, is that the show is geared towards. So they started out with the last one. They were trying to gear it towards like 8 to 10-year-olds, right?
The preteen crowd.
You know, this one they're actually going younger, so they're trying to hit like the 6 to like 8-year-olds.
Is this like where we learn to share and stuff like that, or?
I don't think from a like. I still think it's like fun. Like it's not, okay. They're not trying to like teach them lessons and stuff like that, but they did have to add some things. Like they've talked about these clear weapons that have been included with the figures, and it's some sort of power, mystic power thing they're getting.
Is that a dog or a cat with April?
I think it's a dog. Anyway. So like they had to like fun it up a little bit, right? And make it a little more, it's going to be a little hokey. The show is not for adults to watch it. Like adults watched the 2012 series and enjoyed it. But I mean, this show
or the 90s series,
it's being designed for children. And if you go back to that 90s series, it is not the best either. Like,
I know. Some things just don't age well.
It just, I mean, the show was put together on a shoestring budget. It seems like animation's off and things.
Like everything in the 90s was on a shoestring budget.
Well, technically it was in the 80s, so that's a whole other thing. But like, I don't hate it. I don't hate these things. Like these turtles, they look halfway okay to me. Like I'm not totally ticked off about it. I'm not to the point where people are on the internet making fake news about it, saying that they're not going to eat pizza anymore.
They're just going to eat salad.
They're going to eat salad.
It's like Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster no longer eats cookies.
So, I mean, and technically these aren't for me. Like,
yeah.
Like they are for children, and they are for children in order to inspire a new generation and to enjoy the turtles so that we can get things out of like NECA toys that are awesome additions of the things that we liked as a child. This is, as long as Turtles is surviving as a thing where little kids get them, the property is still valuable to the point that smaller companies can then get the license for the old style stuff.
In the words description that's above the pictures, they label Leo as a trickster. I am
so Raph
in disagreement.
Well, that's because this is new, Ben. This is the new thing.
Yeah, but Donatello was still the tech whiz. Like, he didn't change roles at all. Michelangelo's still the wild card. He didn't change at all.
Once Leo was no longer the leader, because Raph is the leader.
Yeah, but Raph wasn't a trickster. So how do two of the turtles retain their same role? And one switches and one gets a completely different role that's part of Michelangelo.
Splinter is the chill master.
Because he is.
April's the street smart best friend. That's way too long for a nickname.
And Meat Sweats is really a person.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that his name was Meat Sweats?
No.
That is why. So the villain of this group is Meat Sweats, which is like this weird looking like pig thing.
This looks like it's from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
He's like a butcher of some sort. I don't know. But his name's Meat Sweats. Also, the Tenderizer is his other nickname.
Baron Draxum?
The maker of mutants. I don't even know who Baron. It must be that guy. No, that's a ninja. They don't have a picture of this Baron whatever.
Baron Draxum.
Yeah, they haven't showed this.
Oh, flipping turtles.
Oh, these are cool. So they have like the action turtles. They showed those. And if
bringing it back. Yeah, I have one of those.
If you push it down, it does a backflip.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Well, they've been doing it since the original, but these are the new ones. So they actually had them out where people could like do it, and it worked really well. They also showed off a bunch of the vehicles. I think the new turtle van is freaking sweet looking.
That is pretty cool.
It's called the Turtle Tank.
I can see that.
And they actually have
these motorcycles attached to it.
So they have these little motorcycles, and the motorcycles can attach and become like paired up. But then they also can attach to the turtle tank.
Ooh.
And then the turtle tank has this like ladder thing. It goes way up, and they can control it up there. That's a cool vehicle. They also introduced this playset that's like 50 inches tall, 43 inches tall.
Jeez.
And then there's apparently another one that's coming out like 2019 that clicks to the bottom of it, making it over 60 inches tall.
It's going to be taller than most kids because they're like chucking the turtles into the top until they're tall enough to get them out.
So if people are complaining about these toys, like they are missing the point of what they're designed for. They are designed for children to have fun with. Imagine if you were a kid and you had a 60-inch tall playset.
That's taller than you.
That would be so freaking cool.
And that involves your, I guess, older siblings or your parents into getting the turtles off the top of the playset.
So I am saying that I approve of this rehash, even though I don't necessarily like how all the turtles look, because they are putting out some fun toys for little kids to play with. And hopefully it inspires a new generation of people to still be talking about toys when they're 30 years old, like me. So that is all I can hope for out of this Turtles redesign. Anything else been about the Turtles? Are you ready to move on?
I can move on.
So Funko, they showed off like a bajillion, gazillion things like they usually do. But one of the cool things, if you don't know, they've been doing this thing called Savage World. So last year, they released Savage World Mortal Kombat. And the concept behind Savage World is that they're going to take properties, mostly from the past, it appears, so far, and they're going to make them look like classic He-Man action figures. So the 5-inch figures that they used to reach, 5.5, whatever, that they used to release back in the 80s, they're going to make other things look like that. So the ones they revealed at Toy Fair as new are Thundercats.
Ooh. And Conan the Barbarian, it looks like.
Yes, Thundercats, Conan the Barbarian, and Horror, which I could care less about the Horror. I didn't think they looked that cool. They did things like Freddy and Leatherface and, Jason and all that. Pinhead, it didn't do it for me. But the Thundercats, man, those things look cool. I cannot wait to see how those go. I don't usually buy Funko products, but I probably will have to pick up some of these. Lion-O looks awesome. Mumra looks awesome. They didn't have all the painted ones on, so they just had like prototypes of some of them.
I guess you can see some of them in that photo behind it.
Yep, like the colorization of them. Like, look at that guy. I don't even know who that is, but it looks cool. So I will definitely be checking these out. And the Conan the Barbarian ones, like I have no connection to Conan the Barbarian.
It looks kind of basic.
It looks kind of basic, but I don't know if Ben, because these are a little bit before our time, but I don't know if you know the joke about Conan the Barbarian.
Didn't Arnold play Conan the Barbarian?
He did. But Conan the Barbarian was a comic book as well. But the joke is that He-Man figures are essentially just Conan the Barbarian. Like,
I can see that.
Conan the Barbarian is just the He-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's the joke. So the funny thing is that they're making them as
they're on different series.
They're making them as like He-Man action figures. It's like cementing it. And like the funny thing is too, like some of the Thundercat ones, it's even more apparent. Like they're not just making them in the style of He-Man. They're actually like making stuff that looks like He-Man. Those like the little loincloth that looks just like He-Man's loincloth. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's kind of crazy that they're even able to do that at this point. But it kind of explains, Super 7 was trying to get the Thundercats license. So I'm guessing, and they got turned down because Mattel was making a Thundercat series in the He-Man classic, He-Man Masters of the Universe classic line that looked just like those. Mm-hmm. And then when Super 7 took over, they would not issue that to them. So here we go. So they gave it to Funko. So that's the answer to our question. Another thing they showed off that's kind of funny is they're doing a Saturday Night Live pop series. So
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
So there's like need more cowbell, ding, 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 like
fair.
that. But there's also Dick in a Box. So they did JT with like the present on his pants. Ben's not impressed.
I'm not impressed.
I mean, it's like, I feel like, yeah, they're jumping the shark with all this stuff. But for whatever reason, man, people just keep buying those pops up. They keep coming out with new lines and new things they're getting. They got Grease Pops. So
Grease Pops? Oh, from the movie. I was like, I'm trying to. So you just call them Grease Pops.
So I'll make sure to send that to Jill, so you'll be buying them.
Only one she'd probably want is Frenchie because she was a hairdresser.
I think they had Frenchie.
Beauty school dropout.
They also have, obviously they did a couple different versions of John Travolta and Sandy. So I don't know what John Travolta's name was in the movie. I feel like I should know that.
You probably should.
I had no idea. I've seen that movie probably like 30 times. I have no clue what it is.
I've only seen it a handful of times.
So, they're doing all that kind of stuff too. So Ben is not impressed with my Saturday Night Live Dick in the Box.
I'm not.
Who would have ever thought they would do a Dick in the Box pop figure? Like, and the funny thing about it is that on the packaging.
You're not typing right.
So on the packaging, Ben, I'm going to pull this up so you can see it.
I think you just type in Dick into Google and see what it shows you. Or just Dick in a Box.
The box.
Dick in a Box pop. I think I see this going horribly wrong.
So they actually there's so many of them, dude. The packaging for it, they actually wrote Dick in a Box, and they had to
asterisk it out.
Asterisk it out. So I think that's pretty funny. Like, I mean, I really enjoyed the Justin Timberlake team ups that they used to do on Saturday Night Live. So I thought this was pretty funny. Like, cause that is something I never thought would have ever existed. So while I'm not the biggest fan of Funko, I do, kind of, I don't know, give them the pass because they make things that should have never been made. Like this should have never gotten made, like at all. Like why is a Dick in a Box pop getting made?
I feel like some of these things are borderline just like gag gifts for Christmas.
Oh, you're going to talk about this Dick in the Box stuff? Like this isn't Funko, I don't think. No, this is something different.
No, I mean even as the JT and Adam Sandberg.
Are they doing this too?
Coming to America?
Coming to America pops. Holy crap. Oh, there's the other Saturday Night Live one.
Yeah, the Will Ferrell one.
Yeah, the cowbell. So I commend them sometimes.
I guess Stefan or Stefan or whatever.
Oh, yep. I give them props for doing stuff that should have never been made in the pops. So
again, I see it as a gag gift, I think, for Christmas or birthdays.
I feel like Dick in the Box pop is going to do really well. Stranger Things 2. So anyway.
Poor what's his name? Helped poor Frodo for all those years, and he gets mauled by a make-believe animal.
Yes, he did. Well, it's not an animal; it's a monster.
It's a make-believe animal.
So. Anyway, we're not going to talk about Stranger Things. So spoilers. So, but that kind of wraps up the Toy Fair news. We didn't attend, but we were looking at all the stuff, and we thought it was pretty cool to talk about. Other than that, I don't think we really have a lot going on right now. I guess I can give a rough Kickstarter update.
Go for it.
We were funded. I think since the last time we were.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks.
Had an episode. We were funded. So thank you to everybody that supported our Kickstarter. Since then, we've been having some meetings between the bots, 64 Colors, and myself, and we've been setting up, kind of getting ready to start rolling out. Some rough sketches have been done. And we've contacted the pen company and the print company we're getting ready to contact to go ahead and start getting the products ordered for that because Kickstarter has gone through their process and approved us and paid out. So now we can get moving on everything. So we will have an update coming out to you guys soon. Hopefully we'll have some sketches or something that we can share and, kind of get you guys some news on what's going on. We appreciate everybody that backed it. And hopefully... by August, you will be holding a Luna book in your hand. So,
if not, don't blame us.
We have hit the ground running. Day 2 after Kickstarter was funded, we had a meeting. So, hit the ground running. So, but I think that kind of wraps up the show for the week. So, as always, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ben.
Have a great designer toy day.
Hey everyone, this is Travis Likens from the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, and we're here today to tell you about a store.
We've got Strange Cat toys, they've got toys for you, and some beard supplies, so check them out.
StrangeCatToys.com, where you'll receive 10% off if you use the code UVD at checkout.
Thanks for checking out our video right here on youtube.com/urbanvinyldaily. While you're here, make sure to give us a subscribe and a like. And if you're so gracious, you can share this video on your favorite social network. You can always give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at urbanvinyldaily, or find us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/urbanvinyldaily, and you'll be able to keep up with our latest posts and information going on in the world of UVD. If you want to help us out in more of a monetary way, you can always head over to our store, urbanvinyldaily.storeenvy.com, and check out all the awesome things we have available from great artists from all over the world. Or you can head over to our PayPal and just straight up donate to us to help us keep the lights on and keep things going by going to paypal.com and sending money over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com. And that will help us out in more ways than you know. If you want to keep up with everything going on in the world of UVD, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily.com. Or if you're interested in sponsorship information, a comment, or a question, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com and send us a message. And if it's good enough, we'll answer it right here on the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up. As always, this has been an Urban Vinyl Daily production.